quarterback at Villanova, started a company called Athletes Squared.
When we were in school, it would just be like, all right, bro, what are you doing? You think that you would pursue something like this?
Gotta graduate, college athlete, raising money, like the pressure to deal with that. What are we, week 5 in college? If you started your own company in college, what would you start?
But in my head, it would be something to do with like a restaurant or something.
Josip's lunch pail.
Josip's yummy
Yummy.
lunch.
Ooh, yummies with Josip. If you would have actually started that restaurant, we could have gone courtside Warriors.
Dude, no NIL. I wish I was there now.
I know.
Oof. Yeah.
I know. This is another episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast. I'm your host, Noah Lack, and I bring on your favorite athletes to chat about entrepreneurship. And today, my favorite athlete's actually on the pod. My boy, Josip Vrankic, professional basketball player, former Santa Clara University basketball legend. Josip, you see how we just like go into it? And,
yeah, that was natural.
I just stopped giving a shit.
Yeah. No.
So there's two things that like I thought would be cool to chat about. The first one's kind of like the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is crazy, bro. Imagine, first of all, you can say or speculate whether you thought I was entrepreneurial in college or not. I didn't start anything in college.
Like, I'll speculate.
You were speculating?
I'll speculate. Go ahead.
I mean, dude, like Santa Clara basketball season, we're in full swing. Like, you don't have time to start a company.
Agreed.
But I'm wrong, apparently. Times have changed. I mean, we all know what's going on with NIL, but more and more college athletes are starting their own companies while they're playing. And maybe they don't get that much PT, so they're like, I got more time to do other stuff in the meantime. But dude, everyone's at practice, weights, film, and has school just like the rest of us. So this one was like pretty interesting. I'm gonna read a little bit of for people who to listen to some background here. Tanner Maddocks, quarterback at Villanova, started a company called Athletes Squared, which is aiming to disrupt the $14 billion youth sports training industry by connecting aspiring athletes to college athletes for online training. First of all, the business itself, what do you think of it? What's your thoughts? Just on that, on what you think on the surface.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's kind of like masterclass in a way, just like a very kind of simplified version of that, like a super basic like version of that. But I think it all depends on like the college athletes' willingness to participate. I think there'll be a lot of kids that see these guys on TV and are super curious, and then just down to like if the college athletes are willing to help out these certain people, and also like what they can potentially gain from it in terms of their public figure and obviously like the monetary side too.
It's interesting. I think a lot of I've seen a lot of stuff like this. You mentioned masterclass. I like that example. I think there's other startups. This is an emerging category, right? Like
I feel
learn
like I've heard,
from.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. I feel like I've heard multiple. Even I think a student at Santa Clara reached out to me about something similar to this, whether it be through a mentorship or a training program. So I've definitely heard of it before.
What was the company Christian was working for?
Oh, I forget.
Right?
Yeah, it was something similar. I don't know what it was. I don't remember.
There's another company called Intro, which is not sports focused, but basically there's this company now where you can pay like $1,000 for 30 minutes of your time with a very, very famous entrepreneur that's like on the platform. So anyways, not saying this won't work, but we've seen this. Like we're familiar with what's going on. But what caught my attention was, and this is a bold move by Tanner, and salute to his ambition, because man, I love it. I love the ambition. Posting on LinkedIn that he's fundraising for the company in college while playing football. That was pretty crazy to me.
I mean, the fact that that's like allowed now. I think if we tried something like that, like when we were in school, it would just be like, all right, bro, what are you doing? Like it wasn't even possible. Like for me, that wasn't even a thought. Think about if you were a walk-on and you're making X amount of dollars. Like, you think that you would pursue something like this?
No.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
and it's not only that, it's when you raise money as a founder, you bring on stakeholders in your company. Now there's more pressure to make the company bigger and exit, like
Mhm.
get bought for a lot of money
Yeah.
when you take money from other people. So like, okay, he's got to graduate, college athlete, uh, raising money for a startup, needs to exit like or expected a return in the next, I don't know, 6-7 years. Obviously, he's going to be out of college, so he can spend more time on it. It's just a lot of pressure, man. Like that's a
Yeah,
lot of. I wouldn't want to put that on myself.
and it sounds like he's running the thing too. Like, is it solely him? I mean, I'm sure he has people helping him, but it sounds like he's like the main like
Let's
stakeholder,
see.
right? Like is he the like main person involved? I feel like that determines a lot because I saw somewhere like over 1,000 college football athletes are participating in it. Um, so I'm sure he has some connection there.
Yeah. He's got a couple guys on the team, so obviously it's not just him.
Yeah,
But
but
but man.
you think
So go ahead.
you think he's a like an investor in it, like just solely an investor, or
No, he's the founder.
he's a founder? Okay, okay, okay,
He created the
okay,
company,
okay. That's what. Okay,
and he's posting from his socials basically saying, "We're looking to raise 500,000. We've raised 100K so far. If anyone wants to like help us fill in the round, feel free to reach out." I mean, that's a
how do
bold strat.
yeah?
That's really bold.
You think that's
I've
you think that not you think that's like there's a way that will work? Like I don't know, you're obviously more involved in the like entrepreneurship world than I
No,
am,
it
but
could work.
yeah, is that you
It
see
could
that?
work. I'm thinking like the pressure of an athlete, like the pressure to
Yeah,
deal with that. Like,
yeah,
what are we, week 5 in college? Like,
yeah.
what's Villanova's record for? Like, let's check Villanova football team's
Pull up
record.
the
Like,
stats, yo.
pull up the
Is my
stats.
guy
Like,
balling?
is he balling or not? Because that was my first thing. Is like,
Yeah,
bro, like, what's your record?
yeah, but I mean, regardless, I think it's still impressive that he's even like attempting that.
No, I mean, no, I think we can agree that this is incredibly impressive. I'm just trying to get the Carfax. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? They're 4-1 overall. Now they play in Josip. They don't play in the same league as like Alabama and Georgia. I
yeah.
think they're
Are they
FCS. They're
other
right.
SCS?
Does that change anything about what you're thinking right now? While I gather the stats more.
I mean, hey, he's making money. He's started his own company. He raised over $100,000. I mean, listen, yeah, he's doing his thing. Like, it's a lot, but it's regardless, it's impressive. I think that might be a pivot that this NIL thing is gonna start. Do you think these like more kids will start like more athletes like will start being investors and start uh like branching out and using their public profiles to gain like that attention?
I mean, it's certainly a great. I mean, it's certainly a great tool to get a head start. Um, you said he's getting paid. I don't think he's. I'm not sure. I haven't seen NIL deals come in for
No,
him.
I just
So I'm
assume.
not sure.
Yeah,
It could be, but I haven't. I haven't personally seen anything on my end, so I could be incorrect.
yeah.
But like, so
What what conference is Villanova in?
Colonial in football.
In football? Okay, it's different from basketball.
This ain't no Big East. This ain't
Okay,
no
that's
Big
what I'm
East
saying.
like
Hey,
Syracuse,
yo.
Nova Smoke.
Yeah,
No, there's like this is not the this is not Rick Pitino's Big East here.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
this is and like all Division 1 football is elite, but this is
There's levels. Yeah,
but I don't think we should even be talking about like FBS, FCS. I don't
for
think
sure.
it's still a full-time job.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially like Villanova, like they're known for their athletics programs, basketball. They're probably good at other things as well, but they have a really strong basketball program. So I'm guessing they care about football.
Oh, they for sure do.
Yeah,
Philadelphia, Eagles
yeah, for
town.
sure. Yeah,
I bet he's got boosters like put down the startup, work on your
yeah.
throwing.
Hey, you might get some sponsors because of that. Some, investors.
I mean, I think he's a backup QB.
Okay.
Still, that doesn't change anything. It's like, dude, you
I mean, do you think that helps him? He's probably less stressed because he's not dealing with the games. He's probably not like involved as much in practice. I don't know. Man,
yeah.
maybe
I
maybe
mean,
that could mentally that could help a little bit. Like not that like if you got a force of running your own company, then having to show up and get busy and then go back to run the company and go to school right after. I don't know.
That'd be too much. Well, if you
Yeah,
made a if you started your own company in college, what would you start?
my own company in
There's
college.
no wrong answers. It doesn't have to be something like fancy.
What would I start? Oh, I always wanted to like open up. Not I always want to do that, but in my head it would be something to do with like a restaurant or something.
Yeah,
You know they have that like Croatian spot, like that Bosnian Balkans place right over there.
yeah. You
I'll
would.
try Euro Grill, like by campus. I'll try to get involved there somehow and like make it more like spread it out and stuff, like franchise it
Josip's
almost.
lunch pail.
Yeah, yeah, and like expand
There's
it
nothing with a Y.
and like franchise it. Josip's yummy
Yummy.
lunch.
Ooh, yummies with Josip.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. That
Nah,
sounds brutal.
that sounds
Yeah,
super brutal. Did you see Eddie Lampkin at Syracuse opened up his own like Southern style restaurant?
he transferred to Syracuse.
He did.
I didn't know that. That's big time.
He did.
That's
He's at
awesome.
Syracuse.
Dude, I
That's
think that's huge. What did he in his hometown or in Syracuse?
in
In
Syracuse.
Syracuse,
Eddie's from
Texas.
H Town.
Oh, I don't know. You go like this. I have no idea what that's supposed to
Come
do.
on, bro. You know that's H Town. Stop it.
That's the H-Town sign. That was like
Yes.
hook 'em, hook 'em,
No. I mean, it is, but
hook
also
'em.
like
Yeah.
Hookem is
Oh,
like
that?
this.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone go like this and say H-Town in my life, and I lived with you for 4 years. You've never
Well,
referred
pal,
to H-Town like this once. Don't sit here and do
absolutely,
that. You're
absolutely,
telling me.
absolutely. Everyone knows this is Houston.
Okay, you're
Everyone
telling me
knows.
in the 4 years we lived
Everyone
together,
knows.
you walked in the room and said, "Yo, we're going to H-Town," or "I'm from H-Town."
So let me ask you this: Why?
Symbols were
Let me
never
ask you this.
shown.
Let me ask you this: Why the fuck would I ever walk in a room going H
I
Town?
don't
like,
know. Well, you said
like, why
everyone
would I
knows it.
do that?
No, you're
Like,
right.
that's so,
No, you're
but
right, but I've never seen you once refer to H-Town as this before, ever. I'm not cultured. I
you,
apologize. I'm not from the United States of America. As my apologies.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. And also get some gap between the top of your head and the camera so we can clip this.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I'll sit up more proper.
yeah, please,
Sorry.
so we can actually do something with the recording. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my Danimarca.
Denmark, is that a sponsor for the team?
No, it's Denmark. Oh, you didn't know Denmark was Denmark? Oh my God, bro! Everyone in the world knows that. I can hook up.
You
Oh my
thought that was
God,
funny. That's bullshit.
it's
That's
hilarious
absolute
because
bullshit.
no one refers to. Okay, we'll move on from that.
Jesus, man. Just try to talk a little NIL and guy doesn't know his signs.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You know what I would have done?
talk to me.
Remember when for DSP, the business fraternity I was in, we made those like Patagonia shirts, but instead of Patagonia, it's at Santa Clara.
Yeah, I actually do remember that.
People love those.
Yeah.
And they were wearing it all over campus. And I didn't see a dime of all the money we made. And like if
Hey,
I kept half of that money, like you and I would be eating Sue's a lot more than we did.
hey,
Um,
whoever runs that business, Fred, is a fucking business guy. I'll tell you that right now, because
and so
he's probably somewhere right now eating good.
he probably is.
Yeah.
I actually think the guy who created the concept got kicked out of the fraternity
There
because
you
of
go, money laundering.
something like that. And I wish I thought of it in hindsight. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. I wish I thought of it and just did that, and we would have. You and I would have gone to a lot of Warriors games and shit. I
Yeah,
don't know what we would have spent the money on in San Jose, California.
yeah.
Maybe we'd go to
Sharks game.
what's that's not
That's
what I
probably
was-
expensive.
Of course, your Canadian ass wanted to go to a hockey game when you make a couple $1,000s. There's only like, I don't think, with hockey, obviously you can be right up to the glass, but it's not like it's like, oh, I got courtside seats for
Man,
the
that
Sharks,
game's
eh?
electric. Are you serious? San Jose Sharks game? They throw the octopus every game too. Are you kidding me?
I didn't say it was electric, but it's like,
Oh,
I think it would be electric if it wouldn't matter where we sat. I think it
no,
would still
that's
be as
true.
electric.
I
Right or
think
wrong?
no, you're right, but it still would have been had a couple. Nice to have a couple bucks to go there though. Yeah, that would have been fun. We didn't go to. I don't think we went to one game.
We did not go to
We
one
went to
game.
we went to a couple Warriors games. We saw the soccer team, but hockey was not.
we would have gone. If you would have actually started that restaurant, we could have gone courtside Warriors.
Dude, no NIL. I wish I was there now.
I know.
Oof.
I
Yeah.
know. Um, what? So restaurant for you. Got it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. And also remember, but going back to your point about the shirts and stuff, remember after like some of those Santa Clara games, the marketing department, they would have those like tank tops and those bucket hats and stuff. Do you remember
Don't
those at
tell
all?
me.
Huh?
Yes, but I don't like where you're going with
No,
this.
but I'm saying like that idea, people wore them all the time. Like they made shifted like a Jalen Williams jersey from like adult, you know what I mean? Like those cheap, really cheap jerseys they hand out for free, and now like if you walk around Santa Clara, half the school's wearing a Jalen Williams like knockoff jersey because of that, and also
Okay, but
because he's in the NBA. But yeah,
okay. NBA player jersey, bucket hat. You just put those in the same two
yeah,
category.
but it's still a different type of merchandising. It's not they don't sell in the bookstore. They don't sell like those bucket hats in the bookstore. Dude, I wore that bucket hat quite a bit.
Yeah, don't.
That's
No,
the point. No,
I,
you're
let
right.
me,
Now that I said that out loud, I realize I probably shouldn't have.
yeah,
I thought
nah.
I was
You you
cool.
you you can't get away with that over here. You
Oh,
know, in Spain they probably think anything
oh.
flies with the bullshit you wear.
You're not wrong. No, there's style here. It's a fashionable area.
People wear bucket hats there.
No. I haven't seen one bucket hat since I haven't worn one since I left Santa Clara. Actually,
It was in for like a minute.
like
It was
like 2 months.
2 months,
Yeah.
literally 2 months. I like the throwback jersey idea. But anyways, yeah, no, I think building a company while being a college athlete. I know a couple athletes in college that have done that, but to raise money for that, wow, man, you're getting on a flywheel. That's he must have a pretty good support system. Anyways, I thought that was pretty interesting.
That was very interesting.
Moving on. There's one thing I wanted to bring to our attention in the news that I think people might find interesting, at least people that watch this. So Kylian Mbappé, famous soccer player. You know Mbappé, right?
Yeah, I've heard a few things about the guy.
Heard a few things about the guy.
Yeah,
Couple World Cup under his belt.
just one, but yeah.
Just one. I said singular,
You
not
said
plural.
you said couple, and then you said a at the end. You're like couple a World Cup under his belt, but it's
Okay,
a
but I corrected myself, so we didn't need two
no,
corrections.
you're right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
One of the more famous athletes on the planet
Yeah.
is expected to acquire a 10% minority stake in Low Technology, a German company specializing in the production of Bluetooth televisions and speakers. Already associated with the Low brand as an ambassador, so he was already. They probably sponsored him for
Yeah.
stuff, and they probably gave him free stuff, and maybe he did a commercial with them, and we'll pull that up if we find the tape. Now it's going from ambassadorship to ownership. In an interview with Bloomberg, the CEO of Low Technology said his ambition to multiply the group's revenues by 5. Kylian Mbappé apparently is a part of that equation. So let me ask you this. Let's set the stage here. Are you a Bluetooth headphone guy? Or you still like to wear wires?
Bluetooth. I think I have a pair of wires. So I'm a
When
Bluetooth.
people wear wired headphones still today, you think they're trying to make a statement like "fuck you"?
No, I'm actually like I don't like to me it's fine. I don't see a big deal about it. It's whatever you have on you. But I think now it's more normal to have Bluetooth.
Why did you string that to politically correct? Like there was no need for that.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, I don't think because someone's wearing a wired headphone that they're trying to look at me and say, "Yo, fuck you." I don't know. That's just my thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here, bug. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's not that deep. I just don't know what's like a Bluetooth TV, just TV with Bluetooth, like a smart TV. Is there something special that's different about it from that or like a Roku? I don't want to sound ignorant.
Yeah, we might have to cut that part out of the pod because
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like,
interesting.
yeah. Well, there's also other players involved in that. you sent to me, I think I read there was a few other soccer players that were involved in that investment, I think. Yeah, so when you see a lot of these athletes, are they going through like VC firms? Like, are they giving their capital to VC firms and having them invest, or are they kind of doing like
Yeah,
their own thing? Is that how it works?
yes. This was done through Coalition Capital,
Okay.
and I guess is a fund that Mbappe has invested through. This is interesting from my perspective in a couple of different ways. First off, it's been well documented that European athletes are notoriously quiet about investments like these. So usually there's not like this big press release about an investment that a soccer player has made. Culturally, I just think Europe is still catching up to the U.S. in terms of athletes showing that they're investing in other stuff outside their sport. And so I think this is a big deal in that regard. Kylian Mbappe is not retired. He's still playing. He's probably going to be playing for a long time. These other guys that you saw on the list, is Matt Tuidi still playing?
He's probably at the end of his career. I don't know if
Mario Götze is retired. A
yeah,
lot of these guys
Verona
are yeah, a lot of these guys are retired. And so one, I think that's a big deal because this is the beginning, I think, of a shift in behavior from Europe. So that's really exciting. Two, a trend that is not so new, but we continue to emphasize it here on Athletes and Outlets, is going from ambassador to owner, right? So Mbappe was like, I see the potential of the company. The CEO wants to take things to another level. 10% minority stake. I mean, that's a huge position in the company. That's like a co-founder with some companies. And so, and three, has nothing to do with sports. We're talking about TVs here, man, and speakers.
Bluetooth TVs.
Bluetooth TVs, which you don't even know existed 10 seconds ago. What kind of TV you got over there in your flat, or what do they call it?
Not a good one, but it has Bluetooth. I can connect my phone to it.
You can
So
connect your phone to that TV?
yeah, takes a while, but it gets there.
Well, not as fast as low technology.
Yeah. If you're listening, I need a TV.
Sponsorship. Sponsor the pod. No, but I think I think like stepping back, this type of technology, having an athlete market it. Obviously, we've seen Beats, Apple stuff, but every time, I feel like every time we put an athlete in front of technology, there is some notoriety from a partnership standpoint, but I'm curious to see, because he's no longer just an ambassador, he's an owner, how he actually contributes now to the growth of the revenue of the business aside from commercials. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, I think in the States why it's so popular is because athletes are using their platform to gain more like consumers, to gain more popularity, social media, stuff like that. And I think that's Mbappe's goal, obviously, for like from his platform and his following. I mean, like you said, more commercials. Um, I don't know what else you can do besides posting on your social media, like trying to get them
Well,
maybe
I mean, he could one,
get other athletes involved.
he could get other athletes involved. I think, and I'm looking at his Instagram, 122 million Instagram followers.
But that's like, I don't know how much does LeBron have?
LeBron has 159. Damn.
Yeah, and LeBron's been around for how long? And he's like the number one person in basketball. He's the most followed basketball player. I think the next person is like Steph Curry, who doesn't even have 100. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But like these soccer players in Europe have crazy following. I'm talking and there's
No,
so many of them. You know
it's
what I'm saying?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Their
so
influence is ridiculous.
yeah, and there's so many different leagues, different even like lower leagues, lower division leagues. They're still like the influence they have is nuts. It's pretty impressive. So I think if what Mbappe's doing becomes successful, I think as you said, it's going to open the gates for a whole new kind of um, the way things are done in Europe.
I think he's a salesman, right? Like whatever he does, he's selling the company. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is, aside from posting on social media, like now you have real ownership in the company. How does Mbappe's team help low technology go like 5x their revenue? And like what type of sales are they doing? I wouldn't be surprised if Mbappe goes on an American tour, like James Harden goes to China or Clay goes to China.
Yeah.
You see him dancing in the club, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But like, he's doing all this different stuff. With maybe he's going to, he's showing up to different events with the speakers in his ear or the Bluetooth, the headphones. Excuse me. I don't know. I'm spitballing.
He's
but
done,
I thought that.
Yeah. I think, is he sponsored by Jordan? I'm not sure, but he's done a bunch of stuff in the States before. I know he's been to a couple Nets games. Like I know he's a big basketball fan too, so he's been around like NBA guys and stuff. Um, so yeah, I think the States is a good idea. Even like the other areas, like Asia, I think that's a huge place to go to. Like you said with Harden and stuff. So I think, yeah,
No, it's interesting. What's if you could be sponsored by, or if you could have equity, in a technology company, what would you?
do
What would you?
you remember Apple Tools? Way back in a crazy
Bro.
throwback.
No one is gonna get that reference, bro.
I know,
You
I know,
gotta
I
like
know.
go with something
And I
mainstream.
didn't say it for everyone. I said it for you.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks, brother. Well,
yeah,
me and
hey,
everyone.
hey,
We're
you're
recording. If you
welcome.
didn't realize, we've been
Okay, but you
recording
asked
for
me a
38
question,
minutes.
and I gave you a genuine response.
Okay,
That's what it would be. But a bigger
that was
company,
that was so genuine. It felt disingenuous.
I don't know too much about like tech and stuff. I'm not that well versed in that field. I would
Yeah.
if I was, I'll try to pick like a fairly new company that's um I mean every person investing probably would want to do that like a newer company that just started and just go all in and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Apple safe choice,
Yes. Yeah.
Meta safe choice. Like I'm thinking about the Ray-Ban glasses. I'm thinking about you know, see the Ray-Ban the glasses that are starting to, like, you can see it's like a computer in your
Oh
glasses.
yeah? I didn't think that was real. I thought that was just like a AI
Oh,
kind of thing.
you thought Mark Zuckerberg was just doing that for a
I
joke?
didn't see Mark
Like I was
Zuckerberg. I just saw
oh
like a Ray-Ban. Like, it was like on Twitter, like a quick like 3 second video, and I was like, okay, this is yeah,
yeah.
didn't think. But now I know it's
Um
real, so that would be cool. That'd be cool to invest in.
yeah. I, I was a big fan of the Beats headphones. Like I have, like, my favorite pair of headphones is the Bluetooth Beats.
The small
Um,
ones or the big ones?
Small ones,
The small ones?
small ones.
Yeah, I think I have a pair of those lying around somewhere. Yeah, I'm a fan of
I
those
think the
too.
big ones are out of style now.
Yeah,
Remember when I mean, obviously a lot of people still have these traditional headphones
yeah,
that
yeah.
wrap around your head. But remember when the big plushy Beats first
Dude.
came out and were like, boom, like
And,
the space is crazy, like.
and you wore them everywhere, going to class, like everywhere. Go working out. Like people were warming up and stuff with them before games.
You put them on, you could hear your heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly. Sound
Like,
cancellation to the max.
you didn't need a doctor, right? You
Yeah.
just put those Beats headphones and test out how your heart beats.
Is
Um,
LeBron is does LeBron have ownership in Beats, or is he just sponsored by them?
oh, that's a great
I
question.
feel like he has some sort of.
Yeah.
He does, right?
Oh shit.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
like when I think of
Uh,
Beats, I think of LeBron. So I think if Mbappe can get to that point where, like, if people are wearing those headphones and they associate themselves with him, like that would be. Yeah, I'm not sure if they sell headphones
so
as well, but that'd be pretty sick.
LeBron was an early investor and ambassador by Beats. And he negotiated a small stake in the company, and it was sold to Apple in 2014 for $3 billion, and LeBron got $30 million payout
There you
for
go.
his stake.
There you go.
There you go,
Yeah,
Killian.
yeah,
So, I would not take a passive approach to this, pal.
for
I would
sure.
actually be very aggressive in marketing the shit out of this. And, when that gets acquired, there goes your soccer salary for the next couple of years
Yeah,
in the
even
palm of your hands.
even LeBron, like I remember when he was with the Miami Heat, he would always give his teammates like free beats. I always seen him like it was like an emphasis of his. Like you could see it. Like he always like you always see him like with the beats. I don't know as much now. I don't pay attention as much now, obviously, as 10 years ago. But you could tell that it was like a main priority for him. Which I mean, Killian probably the same thing. I'm guessing.
I mean, you see the quarterbacks, right? Like give beats to their team at the
Yeah,
linemen
yeah,
as
yeah,
gifts.
yeah.
It probably hits different when you're an owner in it.
That'd be sick. Yeah, that'd be
Like
super tough.
right? Like
Yeah.
if I bless gets Pukoa Basket, the company that the team that you played for, if I bless them with athletes and
That's
assets
his
gear,
gear. Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
it'd be like Christmas over there.
Well, we're wearing that every game. We wear that on the road.
You've been wearing my shirt, by the way, or no?
Yeah. Not all the time. I should have worn it today. I don't know why I didn't. I'm brain fart. It's literally in my closet.
It's all good. I won't hold it against you.
Yeah. I'll rep the Danish people.
Yeah. I don't know why you decided to do that.
I don't know. It's
You know,
my bad.
yeah, especially, you're in Spain, right? Like you're under contract. Like, you think like Spanish people would be interested in you, and yeah, boom, Denmark shirt.
I can't wear
All
a
right.
Denmark shirt.
All right. You can.
Should
You
roll.
absolutely can.
Yeah.
When I see your ass in
In the Danish league?
we knew you were a fan beforehand.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
Fighting for pennies.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate you joining us, brother. It's been another great conversation. The Athletes and Assets podcast. Guest co-host Josip. I'm your host Noah. Please like, subscribe, tune in for the next one. Josip, appreciate the chat.
Thank you for having me again.